What's up guys, it's your boy back again with another video. Today we're going to be reviewing Stranger Things Season 2. There's going to be major spoilers, so if you haven't seen it, go watch it, and as usual, come back again and let's get into it. So firstly, I really enjoyed the first season of Stranger Things. It was very fresh, very new. It didn't go in any direction I thought it was going to be. When I first started watching it, I had no idea what it was about, so it was surprising. I love the kid actors. Even Steve, he grew on me a little bit. 11 was just amazing at the time. It was just all around amazing. The acting was amazing. The music was amazing. The Netflix is a problem at the moment. Like, I just like to say that Netflix is a problem. There's a lot of TV shows there, a lot of movies on there that it's just killing it right now. So props out. I give the Stranger Things Season 1 a 10 out of 10. Straight 10 out of 10. The ending was amazing. There wasn't anything that I didn't really like about it. The only thing I would say is a little bit of a gripe is that the Demogorgon wasn't as scary as it started off being. You didn't really see it kill anyone, or anyone that did attack or kidnap wasn't really after Will and I need to forget her name. After Will and Barb, it didn't really take anyone that we cared about, which is probably my only gripe that I had. The stakes would have been a little bit higher if obviously it was out there killing, maiming and kidnapping loads of people. But those are my thoughts on Stranger Things Season 1. I give it a 10 out of 10 like I said. Did I say that? Mad. Anyways, enough about that. Let's get into Stranger Things Season 2. So firstly, the intro made me, when I was watching the intro, the first episode, I was like, is this Stranger Things? Like, what's really going on? Then you see obviously the girl wipe her nose, use some powers. You can see that she's got the number 8 written on her. So you're thinking, fuck! Like, there's another one. There must be more. Obviously 11, she's young. There might have been people before her. I just assumed that they were failed test subjects and she's the only one that survived. But obviously there's more out there. So I was thinking, that's interesting. Let me see where this goes. And you didn't really see 8 until a few episodes in. I think it was like episode 7 was when you see her again. But I did like the introduction. You got to see all the kids back again. They're a little bit older and they're starting to show a bit more. Dustin's got all his teeth back. I'm not sure, I can't even remember if he had teeth in the beginning. I need to watch it again, I guess. But yeah, Dustin is hilarious. They introduce a few new characters, which I'll get to in a minute. But I would just like to take this time to just praise the kid cast. The cast of kids in this whole show, they're just, like, I don't know how they're so talented at that young age. I wish I was that talented at their age. Like, 11, Mike, Will literally, I saw an interview, or it was an article or something like that, where the producers said that, or the directors, they said that they're going to basically sleep on Will's character for the first season, and the second season is the time that he gets to shine. And this is when he was going for the casting, and they knew how special he was and how talented he was. And I can just say that every scene that Will is in, he kills it. Like, I've never seen acting like that from someone that young before. I really can't remember, and it literally blew me away. Will is one of the reasons that I do enjoy this season better than Season 1. I'm not gonna lie to you. You can see where the kids are after the events of the first season. Mike is a bit traumatized. He misses 11 a lot. He has an inkling that she's alive, and he's always trying to contact her on his radio, which is sad, but I guess for a kid it's a little bit cute and romantic. But yeah, he's in a bad place. He seems very protective over Will, which is nice. We spent more time with Dustin and Lucas. They had their own little side stories. Dustin being him finding the little creature, the Demodog. We'll get into that. Let's talk about Max. Max, a lot of people are they're divided in how they think about Max. Max and her brother Billy. For me, I understand why they were brought into the show. Obviously, for a new dynamic, you get the whole fresh pair of eyes that she brings because she doesn't know what's going on. So you need someone that's a bit like who actually doesn't know anything about what's going on to be a bit like scared and like asking the questions that we would ask as viewers, stuff like that. We know what's going on, she doesn't know what's going on. It just adds another depth to the whole group dynamic. Billy, her brother, I don't even know what to say about this guy. I'm not saying I didn't like him. I did like him, but I just felt that he's not his acting. I felt like his character was a bit exaggerated. I'm not sure. We've seen bullies in high school and stuff like that before. This was just really outlandish for me. Like the way he spoke to his sister, the way he was a little bit racist, not even a little bit. The way he was racist towards Lucas, the way he only humbled before his father and stuff like that. It was just all a bit exaggerated. I didn't really believe some of it. I did like him as a character. I think his acting was fine. I think he was. Do you know what? I think what annoys me is that he was unnecessary. If he wasn't in the story or in the season, there would be no difference whatsoever. Like him and Max. I understand Max obviously was added to the group later on, and it adds another dynamic to that group. But to the show as a whole, I think her and her brother, unless they're setting up things for next season, which I think they are, but I don't really like when shows set things up and don't really answer any questions in a separate season. I think they were a little bit unnecessary. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of people like them. A lot of people dislike them. I thought they were just I don't think they added anything to the overall season. They might be key characters next season, but as what I can only judge by what I can see at the moment, and from what I can see now, they were a tad unnecessary. Also, who annoyed me was Nancy. Nancy started to annoy me when she was being. I just felt that she was a bit fickle towards Steve and Jonathan. Like, I know it was probably exaggerated a little bit, but I don't really understand what the attraction is between her and Jonathan. They might have obviously some more chemistry than her and Steve, but I feel like Steve had a lot of growth over these seasons, the 2 seasons. He had a lot of growth. His arc was probably one of the strongest, to be honest. Like, he did, from being someone that I did not like at the beginning to someone that I really like now. And he did go through the same trauma. He knew what was going on. He helped fight the Demogorgon as well, so I don't understand why she would like Jonathan a little bit more. I'm not saying that I want Steve and Nancy to get together. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I don't really understand why she chose Jonathan at the end. It was a bit weird to me, and she was all drunk and saying that they killed Barb and stuff like that. Like, he wasn't even there for that. Like, if anything, she killed Barb by herself because she never told no one about anything. And look how long it took for her to fucking figure out that her friend had disappeared, but why she was having sex with someone else. Like, come on, like, Barb was a good friend. She told Barb to leave, and Barb stayed and ended up dying because she stayed for Nancy. So Nancy saying that her and Steve killed Barb is just like, bitch, I beg you, shut up. Anyways, let's get into the characters that I really liked. Bob. We'll get to you soon. Joyce and Hopper. Joyce, Winona Ryder she always kills it. Even in the first season, she played the crazy mum, the really worried mum very well. In this, she was always on the ball. Even when Will didn't really want to speak about things which annoyed me, she investigated and got to the root of the problems and was helping her son every step of the way, which I commend her for. Hopper, I like Hopper, but I feel like some of his interactions with Eleven were very aggressive. Like, the whole scene where they're having an argument and she blows up the house, basically, I felt like he antagonized that whole situation, and it's like he didn't understand her at all. Like, you can't lie to her. Like, if you want to treat her like a person and you want to protect her and stuff, you need to be straight with her. And the fact that he was lying to her, and then he got angry at her as well and started breaking things, it was very, very aggressive. And I was like, if he was anyone else's parent, like, that would be borderline abusive. So you need to stop. In general, I like Hopper. So that was the only thing that really took me back. It wasn't a bad thing. That scene was just like, whoa, chill out, bro. I like the fact that they haven't made Hopper and Joyce an item. She had a good guy in Bob, and she stuck with him. She like it seemed to be hit and miss with her and her part over the last 2 seasons, but overall, I did not want them to get together. Not yet, anyway. It has to be a bit more fleshed out, a bit more authentic. So I'm so happy that they didn't like just start kissing and stuff at the beginning of this season. This season was so tense. It was so tense. There was so many episodes where I was just like, what the fuck? Like, the episode where, I don't even remember what episode it was, but when Will, after he'd been possessed by the shadow monster, the mind flayer, and they started burning the tunnels and the tentacles and stuff in the tunnels, and he was screaming like that. That was chilling. Like, I was watching that and I was just like, what is going on? Like, I've never seen someone scream like that. It was terrifying. It was perfectly done, and I enjoyed and loved every moment of it. Even the part when they realized that Will is a spy. That whole episode, I think that was episode 6, was crazy. Crazy. Like, that was a dirty cliffhanger that it left off, and it went into an episode with L and 8 and all that stuff that happened. But yeah, that with the Demodogs coming up and attacking the soldiers and then breaking into the facility, killing Bob. Now, let me just take a second and speak about Bob, because Bob Newby, which I believe his name is a fucking hero. And for the longest time, I thought he was like a spy or a secret agent working for the Hawkins lab. But he wasn't. He was just genuinely a nice guy. And I loved this character. I loved how nerdy and geeky he was, and just how optimistic and how fun he was. And I didn't want Joyce to start sleeping with Hopper or anything like that and ruin their relationship, because he was just a good guy and he didn't deserve that. But he was smart and he helped the kids out without even asking too many questions, and that was because he loved the mum. So get you guys a Bob, man. You girls out there, you need a Bob in your life. Rest in peace, Bob, because he saved people's lives. And Bob Newby is a goddamn hero. The things I did not like about this season were... One was the fact that Elle took so long to reunite with the boys. I don't know why it took maybe 8 episodes. She came back in the last 2 episodes. And that for me was a problem. I'm not saying she had to come back straight away, but maybe in episode 7 or 6 would be the best time for her to come in. Only thing I can say is that whole episode 7 with her going to see her sister, and that whole gang of friends that it had, that kind of took me away. Because obviously episode 6 was so strong, episode 7 felt very separated. I like 8. I like Colleen. I think her name is Colleen. I like her as a character. She's sort of like a mentor. She taught Elle how to use her powers properly and stuff like that. And I'm sure we're gonna see her in the next season or the season after. I just feel like that whole episode didn't need to be as separated as it was, and I didn't think she needed the friends that she had. Her mission of going to kill the people involved with the Hawkins lab and stuff, that was fine. I had no problems with that. I think it was just the goofiness of our friends, and maybe it's just the era that it's filmed in, but that really took me out of it. Other than those 2 things, I love the fuck out of this show. Me, I'm gonna give this a 9 out of 10. This season, a 9 out of 10. Stranger Things in general is 10 out of 10. Perfect. I want to watch it again. I might actually just watch it again. I'm not gonna lie. I might actually watch it again. Anyways, guys, those are my thoughts on Stranger Things Season 2. Let me know what you thought. And let me know, do you know what? Let me know who your favourite character is, because a lot of people are very divided again. So let me know who your favourite character is. Let me know what your favourite episode was. Just comment down below. Let me know what you thought. And as usual, subscribe, like, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Taylor about the fucking flex.